Good evening and welcome to ICU TV's main news to keep you informed and inspired. Let's take a look at the top stories making headlines. Mulungushi textiles reopens in Kabwe after 2 decades. ECZ unveils 17 new constituencies ahead of 2026 elections. Government targets 2,500 schools for internet connectivity by 2026. In international news, Malema jailed 5 years in firearm case. In sports news, Zambia athletics plans constitution changes. Presenting the news, I am Yamba Margaret, and now the news in details. The Zambia-China Mulungushi Textiles Joint Venture Limited has officially reopened in Kabwe District, Central Province, marking a significant milestone in the country's industrial revival efforts. ICU TV's Misha Kinjakwa Edgars brings us more in this report.
The Zambia-China Mulungushi Textiles Joint Venture Limited has officially reopened in Kabwe District, Central Province, marking a significant milestone in the country's industrial revival efforts. Speaking during the event, President Mulungushi expressed concern that such a vital national asset had remained closed for nearly 2 decades, especially at a time when Zambia is striving to accelerate development.
To keep an asset like this idling, non-productive, is really a shameful situation. And we allowed it as a country to go on for 19-20 years. Look at this asset again. See the value that sits in this asset.
The head of state reaffirmed his administration's commitment to delivering on its promises, including those not initially outlined during the campaign period, emphasizing that such initiatives are aimed at creating jobs and business opportunities for citizens.
Even on commitments we never pronounced in opposition, we kept them silent. We are now working on them one by one, bringing them back to life. And when we do that, we know that someone, a loved one, the one we care for, will get a job. If not a job, they'll get a business opportunity to supply something here.
Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry Chupokamlenga commended students from Mulungushi University, Kwame Nkrumah University and Kabwe Institute of Technology for their efforts in preparing the premises, including maintaining the grounds ahead of the event.
Students from Mulungushi University, Nkrumah University and Kabwe Technical Institute. Your Excellency, I am very deliberate about these colleagues that I've mentioned from these universities. Mr. President, they decided to come as your friends. They are the ones who came, Mr. President, to work on the lawns you have seen here.
Meanwhile, Water Constituency Member of Parliament Sidney Mushanga praised President Mulungushi for fulfilling campaign promises. He noted that the reopening of the textile company will create opportunities for young people and contribute to poverty reduction, ultimately transforming lives of the community.
Mr. President, your commitment to developing this nation, your commitment to creating opportunities for the young people, Mr. President, everyone is able to say, you've been there to fight poverty.
Residents of Kabwe have welcomed the development with excitement, expressing optimism about the renewed employment opportunities and economic growth in the area. For ICU TV in Kabwe, I am Misha Kinjakwa Edgars.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has unveiled 17 new constituencies ahead of the August 2026 general elections, increasing the country's total from 156 to 226. Butin Konde brings us more in this report.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia to announce to the nation the 70 new constituencies.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has announced the names of the 70 new constituencies that will form part of Zambia's democratic architecture ahead of the August 2026 general elections. Speaking at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, ECZ chairperson Mrs. Mwangala Zalumi said the announcement is the culmination of the national electoral process rooted in law, informed by citizen participation and guided by transparency, inclusivity and impartiality.
We've all been looking forward to this announcement today, which has been done with passion, with conviction, and with the seriousness that it deserves. Today, the Electoral Commission of Zambia announces the names of the 70 new constituencies that will form part of Zambia's democratic architecture ahead of the August 2026 general elections and beyond. It is the culmination of a national electoral process rooted in law, informed by citizen participation and guided by transparency, inclusivity, and impartiality.
The recent number of constituencies stood at 156, which has now raised to 226, with Central Province having an addition of 8 constituencies, Copperbelt Province 7, Eastern Province 9, Lopula Province 5, Lusaka Province 6, Muchinga Province 6, Northern Province 6, Northwestern Province 7, Southern Province 9, and Western Province 7. The Commission has hoped that the announcement made today shall strengthen confidence, deepen inclusion, and reaffirm that in Zambia, constitutionalism remains the foundation of democracy. For ICU TV News, I am Beauty Nkonde.
The Ministry of Education is targeting to connect 2,500 additional schools to reliable internet services by the end of 2026 as part of efforts to expand digital learning. The initiative is aimed at ensuring learners, especially in rural and hard-to-reach areas, benefit from the ongoing digital transformation, with over 100,000 learners already accessing digital learning through government and private sector partnership. Meanwhile, nearly 13,000 computers have been distributed to about 600 schools across the country to support technology-based learning and improve access to education resources. You are still watching ICU TV main news. We now take our first set of commercials. Please stay tuned for more news.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260-211-221-662 or 0966-342-359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
The Information and Communications University is complementing government effort in promoting legal and safe mining for all Zambians. ICU is offering a short practical training course to artisanal and small-scale miners and those who intend to venture into mining. This training covers identification of rocks and minerals, mining operations and equipment, health and safety in mining, environmental protection, licensing and compliance. Qualifications: National Registration Card NRC. Apply now at www.icuzambia.net. For more information, contact the ICU School of Mines, Department of Artisanal and Small-Scale Mining at +260-763-302-596 or +260-973-263-492. For analysis of mineral samples, contact the ICU School of Mines Laboratory at +260-973-263-492 or +260-977-833-434.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. In our local stories, telecommunications companies and financial institutions have partnered with the Ministry of Education to expand internet connectivity in schools across the country following a stakeholders meeting held in Lusaka. The initiative aims to improve digital access in classrooms and support modern teaching methods with a focus on preparing learners for a technology-driven future. The ministry targets connecting an additional 2,500 schools to reliable internet services by the end of 2026 as part of the efforts to strengthen digital learning and bridge the gap in access to education resources. The Ministry of Health has launched an e-learning platform for pre-service nursing and midwifery training during a strategic meeting aimed at strengthening the country's health workforce. The initiative focuses on improving training systems to ensure they remain responsive, innovative, and aligned with the national priorities and global standards in healthcare delivery. The program is expected to enhance quality of care, reduce maternal and child mortality, and strengthen the health system by preparing a skilled and adaptable workforce to meet current and future health challenges.
Yesterday, 17th of April 2026, in Zambia we launched the e-learning modules for nursing and midwifery students in education and training. As you are aware that traditionally nurses were trained in a traditional way where the teacher needs to stand in front, but we know that we cannot run away from technology, digitalization, and therefore we want to have a blended approach of learning, and for some courses we have embedded them in e-learning modules so that they are able to interact with students, so that our nursing and midwifery students can be critical thinkers. Even as they are attending to patients, they should be able to interact with the modules and be able to be more inquisitive and know and expected on what they're supposed to know. And what we have done is we want to build a foundation, and so the e-modules we have basic courses so that they build a foundation to nursing and midwifery courses. And we know that
the Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security has defended the recent police recruitment exercise, stating that the process was conducted legally and within established procedures. The recruitment followed Treasury approval after a human resource needs assessment identified critical staffing gaps within the Zambia Police Service. The exercise focused mainly on internal security of qualified personnel to strengthen public safety and improve operational efficiency across the country. You are still watching ICU TV main news. We now take another break. Please stay tuned for more news in international and sports.
We are the dreamers reaching for the sky. At ICU, together we will rise. With knowledge and passion we aim to achieve a future so bright, with more to believe. We're building
as a graduating student, Masters in the School of Humanities.
Won't be denied. From Lusaka to the world we stand tall and strong.
Hi, I'm Genea Moyo, and I am ICU.
We're rising high with
Welcome back. In international news, a magistrate's court in the Eastern Cape has sentenced Julius Malema to 5 years imprisonment in a firearm case linked to an incident in 2018. The conviction follows an event during the Economic Freedom Fighters' 5th anniversary celebrating in Boston, where a firearm was discharged in a public space, raising safety concerns. The Economic Freedom Fighters have since moved to challenge the ruling through the court, keeping the case active as legal processes continue. We are still in international news. The United States has warned Iran of possible renewed combat if a deal is not reached, as tensions continue to escalate in the region. Diplomatic efforts are ongoing, with a high-level delegation holding talks in Iran on the possibility of fresh negotiations between Tehran and Washington, while the U.S. Senate has rejected a move to block military action without congressional approval. Meanwhile, violence persists in the region, with an attack in southern Lebanon leaving 4 paramedics dead and several others injured during an emergency response mission. We'll take a short break. Please stay tuned for more news in sports. Welcome back. In sports news, Zambia Athletics is set to revise its constitution this year as part of efforts to strengthen its operations and governance. The planned changes are intended to address gaps in the current document and improve how the association supports athletics, coaches, and its overall activities. A budget of 2 million kwacha has been set for the process, and funds are expected to come from the inner company relay, which has already attracted more than 30 companies and is targeting about 3,000 participants. And that sports item brings us to the end of our main news today. But before we go, a quick recap on the top stories making headlines. Mulungushi Textiles reopens in Kabwe after 2 decades. ECZ unveils 70 new constituencies ahead of 2026 elections. Government targets 2,500 schools for internet connectivity by 2026. In international news, Malema jailed 5 years in firearm case. In sports news, Zambia Athletics plans constitutional changes. Thank you so much for watching. For more news updates, please stay glued to our Facebook page at ICU TV and our website at icutvzm.com. Good night.